Welcome to the actual play of Dust Devils by Will It Fun.
Hey! Woo! Happy to be here, man.
If you haven't watched the character creation part, you technically don't have to, but you should. You know, why not? But in case you haven't, we're going to introduce ourselves. My name is MrKaibot, and I am the dealer for the evening. And we will go this direction.
I just have to deal with it. My name is Gabriel. I am going to be playing Captain Ben Wolfe.
Is that with an E?
With an E.
How many F's are there?
Now I wish there was more than one. There's only one.
That's fair. Uno F-O.
Oh, is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's my
Wait,
turn.
actually, hold on.
Like now it is.
And no. My name is Sara from Thornhill Gaming, and also this podcast here that we're doing. And I'm going to be playing Mel Strum. That may or may not be her real name.
It's not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Hello.
Like I am Patrick, aka Pat Nasty, aka Deadpool 7. I will be playing the role of Wild Horse Willy Hancock. No one says my last name though. No one says my last name. No one.
Well, welcome. First time on the podcast. We appreciate you joining us
Yay.
for Dust Devils.
Thank you.
Excellent. And we can edit this out if you like, but Willy is actually a nod to your own history,
It's so the Wild Horse Willy is a nod to my grandfather, who in his youth did actually help break and train horses. So, and I thought this would be a good way to honor him. Like, just, keep his memory going.
Hell
so,
yeah.
I do.
Love it.
Love that.
Love it.
That.
Yep.
Excellent. So why don't we learn a little bit about our characters in just a moment. But first, let me tell you about Carter, Colorado. If you have not watched our Kids on Bikes episode yet, that may be because it's not aired. But if it has aired and you haven't watched it, you should watch it. It doesn't matter the order. They're both in the location of Carter, Colorado, which is a fictional one, but separated by about 100 years. So the current day is, current time is April-ish, 1881. In Carter, Colorado. And that's in the mountainous alpine area, a few thousand feet above sea level. And it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and it is winter still in April. It is just starting to melt. It is
So cold.
so cold.
So cold.
And this,
How many children did we lose?
well,
It's like, we had 8. Like, we're down to 3. Like,
That was the face of a
All right.
man who had stats for you. He's like, how many children? Let's
let
count.
me refer to my notes.
like,
so-
Timothy's gone. Like, that's good.
So Carter,
He was the
Colorado-
oldest.
Carter, Colorado is a company town. A company town built around a nickel mine. And the owners are the Carters. Andrew and Tobias are the ones that everybody knows in town. They are the bankrollers. They are the ones who founded the nickel mine, and then hired a bunch of people to pull a bunch of nickel out of the ground. And then we're here every now and then in town to reap the benefits and put on a pretty face and then fuck off to wherever they go. So all you, well, at least Captain Ben Wolfe and Mel Strum, you two definitely have seen the Carters, maybe met the Carters.
No, I wouldn't have because I'm not from town.
You're not
Remember?
from town.
Remember?
Well-
I'm not. I'm just like traveling to town.
Well, you have heard that the Carters are the important people here. So in your driving back and forth of gear or whatever's in the back of your stagecoach, then it's going to Carter, and the Carters are the ones who own Carter. So the town of Carter, Colorado is at the melt stage of this hard winter. And this is an actual historical event. Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote a book called The Long Winter. It was originally titled The Hard Winter, but this is an actual thing that happened. So it was a very long winter, which we're going to talk about how it was handled. So Captain Ben Wolfe,
Yeah.
tell us about who you are and what you do.
Former commander of a fort during the Civil War, and now I'm company fixer for the mining operations here. I do whatever needs to get done, make sure the carters stay happy, make sure the mines stay open, and we keep everybody alive as best we can.
So when you say fixer, what tends to get broken up here? It's just anything?
Sometimes it's some gear or equipment that needs to be replaced in the mine. Sometimes it's a person that don't want to cooperate. Sometimes it's somebody coming into town looking for trouble.
All right. Okay. So whatever needs to be done, you're the man to do it?
Damn straight.
All right. Captain Benjamin Wolfe. So now, Sara, a.k.a. Mel Strum, tell us about you.
I used to run with a group. We'd knock over stagecoaches, but there was one I bit off a little more than I could chew. Crew ran. I got caught. Now I'm working off the debt.
Yeah.
I may or may not have stolen a lot of stuff from this company before.
So you are an employee of the company, but only out of the very kindest kindness that can kind of
Yeah.
find. Yeah. All right. Well, something you did, there are some guardian angels shining upon your soul because you should probably have been hanged for the things that you've done.
They didn't have the taste for it. I'm a woman.
Yeah. They come with some benefits, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Occasionally.
In the age.
I didn't die this time.
We like it. Okay. Well, so Mel Strum, you were a professional thief, and now you are
A coach driver, transport of goods.
excellent. That's very, very critical in this day, especially for a town that is trying to drag itself out of the winter. And now we come to Wild Horse Willy.
Yes. So former military sniper, but also very much similar to the fixer, like just followed orders, but finally got to the point where the orders I was given were kind of too much for my conscience. So after receiving and completing said orders, I went and confronted my commanding officer and blew his brains out and ditched the military, and now I'm a traveling mercenary.
Damn. So that's some hard shit. I'm going to say that since you're still alive, you probably did that without anybody knowing.
Like, was able to sneak into his tent, kill him slowly, gave him a talk first, but proceeded to blow his brains out.
He knew why it was happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was able to, voice my feelings about the actions that myself and a few of my other soldiers had to complete, and proceeded to blow his brains out and made it look like blamed it on the Confederacy, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
So
We can blame a lot of things on that.
blamed it on the Confederacy and proceeded to leave with my a few other soldiers, 3. But as the years have gone on, they've long since been doing jobs with me as far as mercenary work and have passed. So now it's just me by myself, and I'm traveling mercenary, and I'm in town now.
Okay. All
Last
right.
man standing.
Yeah.
Yep. You had a crew. Now it's just you. Okay. So we'll get to how Mel and Willy land in town. But let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about this long winter. So, Ben Wolfe, you survived it. You've been here for a little while in town. You've known the folks. You've set your claim here. People know you and respect you, but perhaps begrudgingly. So I'm going to just give you a couple of things that happened. I want you to tell me what you did in response. So when it came to, say, early February, and things were supposed to be melting already, and the roads were supposed to have become open enough to travel and to bring in goods, but were not at this point. You were out of rations. There was no food left. So you can find a way to tighten your belts. You can maybe eat some horses.
Oh yeah.
What's the plan here?
First up, absolutely, we're gonna ration the food. Everybody's down to 1 meal a day. Keep it slim. From there, the animals, small ones first, useful ones like horses, they go last. Mm-hmm. That runs out too. Well, we'll do what needs to be done. Maybe we start a lottery.
Okay, so horses.
Tastes like chicken.
It's like never knew Jim could taste this good.
So you have
barbecue sauce? Like,
it's horse time because you've run out of the small folk. And by small folk, I mean like the chickens.
Yeah, we ate all of the children first.
All of the children. There are very few
they're
children.
like, hey, look, their meat is tender. Okay? We're gonna be completely honest. St. Louis dry rub, like you can't lose.
Hobbits ran out.
Yeah, hobbits. That's why there's no more hobbits.
Yeah,
They ate all of them.
They all went to Carter to the digging of the nickel mine, and that went very
those
poorly.
first-
All 7 of the dwarves.
Yep.
Snow White just found a cabin.
So in terms of like children and families, there are very few families in Carter, like 3 maybe, because it is mostly just a working town. Folks go out there, they stay there for years, and they'll write to their family, and they will say, hey, I'm having a great time in Carter now that we're all still alive. But in terms of actual families and children especially, like it's just not the place for them. It's not built out for that. A lot of tents, a lot of small ramshackle buildings.
No playgrounds. Good.
So it's horse time. Do you go for the working horses or do you go for the riding horses?
Riding horses.
Riding horses. Okay, so we're going to cross off Harmony and Captain. Sorry. They were tasty, though. They were a little stringy. So you were not well liked by the folks who appreciated those particular horses. There's a few of them. But you do have the work beast, Stovepipe. And Stovepipe is like, it's not a Clydesdale, but it could kick a Clydesdale's ass. That is a beastly, mighty horse. You don't know why you've been blessed to have Stovepipe, but she's a beaut.
We got to clear the roads. That'll be hauling the plow to get that road.
Oh yeah,
Snow off that road.
absolutely. So then a couple of further weeks in, there was a huge commotion. Most folks have been sort of condensed spatially into a few of the buildings that are standing. Some of them are just like they're too leaky, they're too wet, it's too cold. So you have a lot of folks who are just living almost barracks-like in a couple of larger places, like the saloon, for instance.
I know what that's like.
Yep. So you have you heard this large commotion. Folks have been taken to gambling because why else not? What else you got? You're stuck in a place. You're just handing stuff back and forth. So you hear a massive shouting match from the building next door. You go in, and there are 2 people that you're very familiar with. Zeke Hill, who's kind of a scrawny fella, and then you have Samuel Lights Out Black. He used to be a pugilist, and he is he's a full head taller than any other person. He's just like this broad-shouldered, massive dude, and he's got hands like a bear. And he's holding Zeke Hill up against the wall, threatening to kill him for cheating.
Any witnesses?
Both sides. People say, oh yeah, he cheated. More say that. And some people are just like, no, Sammy just doesn't know how to play cards. He's stupid.
What do I know about these men?
You haven't, well, do you play cards?
I play cards.
You play cards with the people that you're...
Do I play cards with them? No, but I know how to play cards.
Okay, so not having played cards with them on the regular...
I one of my traits here is I've got eyes on everything. I would know who these men are. I would know if one of them's untrustworthy.
Well, you can corroborate both of these stories. Samuel, he doesn't like to lose. He's got a short temper, and he's quick to accuse someone who he thinks is wronging him. And Ezekiel, yeah, he's probably cheated a couple of hands, but you can't say that it's a habit or a force of his personality. You're not sure which of these things is true, if he did or didn't.
Well, we got no food. We got limited resources. These men want to waste their energy starting fights, accusing each other of things. That's not going to fly in this town. I'm going to make sure that they both understand they can call it off now, or each of them is going to spend a couple hours tied up outside in the cold till they cool off.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to have our very first challenge.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
How does this work?
Ben Wolfe, tell me which of your 2 stats you are going to use. You've got hands, hearts, eyes, and guts.
I'm going hearts and guts. This is my ability to command people and be authoritative, and I'm just gonna tough through this.
Okay, so you're going against the mob and you were trying to convince them. That is 8 cards right there. This is a difficult challenge, so I am drawing 6 cards. Now at this point,
It actually worked.
so at this point, your eyes on everything or focused on what's in front of you. Do either of those traits have particular relevance here, or are you fighting against either of those?
I am focused on what's in front.
Okay, so you get 1 more card. Does your heartlessness hold sway here, or are you fighting against your heartlessness?
No, I am plenty heartless here. I'm not kidding. If these men don't settle down, they are going to be tied up in their skivvies out in the cold for a couple hours.
You get 3 more cards because you're using your
Pretty
devil.
sure they're gonna die.
So at this point, you've got like a whole chunk of cards.
Can I make 2 hands? Because I've got some excellent hands in here.
So you're going to absolutely, very likely destroy this.
Either you boys calm down or you're losing your testicles.
It does seem that way.
It's up to you.
So at
choice
this
is
time,
yours.
you, because I'm going to say that your present work as a fixer will absolutely allow you to draw 3 cards, since you have a fixer number of 3 versus your past.
Draw 3 cards.
Yeah, so you can discard 3 and draw 3 to
He's the
replace
darkest
them.
maintenance man I've ever met.
I mean, if you got
We
any,
can call it right now.
we can call it right now.
Honestly,
Done.
I am rocking a royal straight right here.
That's not a royals.
All right, yeah, sorry.
A high ass
It's the
straight.
highest, yeah,
yeah.
you're right. I need the ace for the royal straight.
Oh well, as my stud hand, not being able to draw was 1 away from a straight flush.
Real close.
Very, very close, but actually I have a pair of 4s. So you,
I know, when you put that down for a second, I was like,
look at how amazing
that's
this
not
isn't.
5.
Nope. So you absolutely succeed in that challenge.
So they froze their testicles off. Like, all right.
So yeah, what happened? You had actually. Oh wait, no, I had the highest card. So, sorry, that's one other thing that is kind of relevant. When we do have a challenge card, whoever has the highest card played in the hand gets to narrate how the result occurs. And this is something that's unique to Dust Devils, which is one of the things that I really like about it. I had the Ace of Spades in my almost flush but actual balls crap hand. So it was an Ace of Spades is the highest card in the deck, then the Ace of Hearts, then the Ace of Diamonds, then the Ace of Clubs. That's the ranking of the suits. So,
Side note, I also should have paid attention that a full house beats a straight, so I also had a full house.
oh, balls.
In that.
Damn.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
I-
matter. You crushed me.
Yeah.
So, since I had the Ace of Spades there, I will narrate how this happened.
Do you want to explain that mechanic real quick? Just of like the high card, low card thing in that?
Sure, yeah. So the high card is, even though the ace was in my hand, well, it was actually not part of the straight because it didn't fully have a straight, but I kept that ace in my 5 cards that I get to pick. So even though Gabriel had 12 cards at that point, you
Technically
had
2 hands.
Yeah. You only get to choose 5 cards to play
General
in
Grievous
that
over
hand.
here with the cards.
So in those 5
Kenobi.
cards that you pick, whichever is the highest card that you have, that's the one that actually contributes to who is the narrator. So say we were all in a conflict together, whoever has the single highest card on the table in their played hand gets to narrate what happens.
So it's my outcome, but you get to tell it.
Right. So playing the stud hand and the stud hand is like, I'm not a person, I'm just something that you're fighting against. So I'm playing the stud hand of these people want to have some blood. These people are out for violence. They want either Sammy to be kicked out for being an asshole, or they want Zeke to be murdered for being a cheat. And that is the group, the mob mentality that you are fighting. But because you won the hand, then your goal of get these people to figure their shit out, then that goal wins. So I, as the narrator, have to say what happens in your case.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my goal was they cool off.
Can we tar and feather them? Like, is that a thing?
Not what I'm going for. Yes. We can go there if we need.
Could indeed go there. Okay, so your goal was to
I feel like it's
to cool them off.
To cool them off.
By their choice or by a timeout.
Okay. So you storm into the building and you hear everybody's sides and you say you get to pick. You either have your clothes on or you have your clothes off as you as you clear the way to the next building over, as we need to start keeping these buildings connected. So they both choose their clothes on because they would otherwise freeze to death. And they are very reluctant and very resentful.
I say you strip them anyway.
You're not yet.
I say you strip them anyway. It's like, oh, I want clothes on. Like, oh, I bet you would.
But no, I assumed they would be resentful, but that's kind of my MO, is that as long as they're compliant, I don't care how they feel.
All right. Well then, these are a couple of ways that we see how Ben Wolfe guided the town of Carter through the winter. Now, in my hand, I have a deck of custom cards, and these custom cards are people who may or may not exist in the town of Carter. So I'm going to give you 4 of these cards, and please pick 2 of them. These are people who you have built a relationship with, and they're on your side. So Willie and Mel, you two will have some version of this as well, depending on how your outcomes go. So tell us about who you've got.
Do the 2 that I pick, or just all of them?
2 that you pick. If you want to talk about why you didn't pick the others, then that's fine too. And if we need to massage, like, this person says that they're a bank robber, but no, we're not going to do that. We're going to say that they are a purveyor of spirits in the town, or a miner, perhaps.
Sure. Here we go. I like these 2. We've got the 7 of Spades, Anthony Cedar, a damn fine listener who knows a few dark secrets.
Nice.
Was a horse thief, is a gun for hire. Do you want me to give their devil?
Sure.
Devil is wickedness.
Ooh.
We've also got the 5 of Diamonds, Mary Dillon, mouth like a racehorse and bold as a bear. Was a school teacher, is a saloon worker. Devil is meddlesome.
Ooh, I like both of those. Okay.
I like those too.
All right, so Anthony Cedar.
Here's the other 2.
Thank you very much. And Mary Dillon. So this is just a way that a tool that I am using, a tool that I also developed. Thank you, Gabriel, for doing the layout here, and and my wife for doing the back of the card art.
Check the description for links on where you can find these.
Oh yeah. So this is a full deck of actual playing cards that is built of individuals that I, as the dealer, can just grab and be like, this is somebody you encounter, or these are people that are your connections in town. So we now know a couple of people that are Gabriel's connections, or I'm sorry, Captain Ben Wolfe's connections in the town of Carter, Colorado. All right, so Mel Strum, let's talk about you. So you done got caught, and you have been pressed into service. Why weren't you hanged?
Town I got caught in didn't have a taste for hanging ladies.
I can appreciate that position. I mean, really, don't have a taste for hanging anybody, but... Okay, so you have been brought into service. Do you work just for the Carters? Do you work for another company?
Just this one. This is the one that caught me.
All right, so the Carters got you. and you are now a forced employee of Carter Freight.
Got to work off the debt of what was damaged and stolen.
Yep. And that's going to take you a while, but at least it's not being dead.
Beats being dead. I'm angry everybody else ran faster.
So you've got a bit of a criminal past, and that is just dandy. So earlier on in your heading back and forth from town to town, sometimes going to Carter itself, sometimes going to different way stations. In the meantime, one of the other Carter employees, who you know well, this would be Annie June Carlisle. So Annie June kind of pulls you off to the side and says, "Hey, I've got this little bag of something that needs to make its way to Carter, and I'll pay you for it. Do you want to make a little money on the side?"
How big? I don't have a lot of space.
It's you could tie it to your belt and it just hang out there. Nobody really know unless they asked you.
Are we talking like dangerous, or are we talking just
Something a little to take the edge off when you're having a bad week.
The contraband. All right.
okay? As long as it's not going to be bad or a problem hanging on my belt, that's fine.
Well, let's just say that some people might not approve of it being a solution to somebody's problems.
I don't care about the solutions to other people's problems.
All right. Well then, I'm going to give you 2 chips.
Okay.
So she pays you in advance, but you do have to hide it, as it turns out, from somebody who's being a little extra nosy. One of Boss Camden's deputies, Boss Camden being the sheriff in Carter.
Dick.
But his deputy, Ty Birdie, also a captain in the Union War, as it turns out. Ty Birdie's being a little nosy, and you're not sure why. Like, maybe he's trying to make his mark. Maybe he got tipped off. So tell me what your stats are that will be of use here.
Well, I think that would be the fast hands.
You get 2, as it turns out. So you got 4 for the fast hands, and then either you're going to convince him or you're going to outsmart him. Both of those are 2s, but sort of carries the flavor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with like anywhere he looks. That's not where it is anymore.
Okay, so you're gonna.
So it's two stats.
Yeah,
And then
so
what
that
the
would
trick
probably be related to guts, because that's a pretty ballsy move to shift that around while somebody's hunting.
I can go with that. Okay, so
If
you've
you got a better idea, I'll take it. That's what I got.
Better idea? No. But
Well, I was gonna say is like because if
Yeah, guts and hands.
you're just
well, you
like,
already use hands.
No, there's
'cause I was gonna
nothing
say,
there.
like, 'cause if your hands are that fast, like
Yeah.
I've seen pickpockets that are actually like they.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's like
Yeah.
in your face, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
But yeah, so one of your traits is your fast hands.
Yeah,
So
one of my
it's-
traits is
it's
fast hands.
Hands and guts, and then your trait of fast hands.
Yep.
You use all
That's
of
what I'm going with.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you get an initial deal of 10 cards.
Oh God,
Jesus.
Because you
that's
have
so many
4
cards.
for your hands, 5 for your guts, 1 for your fast hands. I'm assuming, does impulsiveness have any sway here, or are you fighting against your impulses? It could also not be relevant.
I would say that's not relevant. This is kind of something I've probably done 100 times.
Done. Okay, so this is going to be, I won't say difficult. It's going to be a 5, so I have 5 cards. If you would like, since, boy, you are a professional thief, or you have been for some time, you can discard and draw up to 3 cards.
Much like Gabe, I don't think I need to.
Very well. So,
Our dealer is dealing some high hands.
Because I think
bets, ladies.
I think that's pretty solid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you're good. I mean, unless you got a full house, then
Yeah,
that's
no,
gonna work.
yeah, so keep in mind also, the higher card will narrate.
All right,
You ready to throw down?
I guess.
Okay.
I think. Okay.
I have 3 3s and 8 high.
Okay.
Not gonna do it.
I got it straight.
Yeah, you destroy me.
Straight king high.
King high.
Yep. Okay, so Mel, how does this go down?
It's one of those where everywhere he looks, that's where it was a second ago. And it just keeps shifting around. And at one point I get really ballsy and it's in my hand behind my hair. Because I just think it's funny that this fucker can't see.
All right, so can you please hand these 3 cards to Sarah? And this is from the custom deck. Which of those people was the one that you handed this off to?
Oh, okay.
Choices.
All right.
Need the Jeopardy theme. Don't start singing it. That's copyrighted.
He's definitely not that guy.
All right,
Let's
so
see.
the hood version. Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
And you can also change their is. So if there
Okay.
was a blank, is a blank, is that just like, nah, but the rest of this works, then we can change that.
Yeah.
What they is.
What they is.
What is they?
What is they? So I'm picking a person that I hand this off to.
So you pick that person, you hang on to them. That is your contact in town.
Okay.
And then
This
you
is
get
who I'm headed to drop this.
Right. And that's somebody that you have a relationship with now, and is somebody might appear in the story. And then you give the others to me.
Okay. All right. You need me to tell you who it is?
Yes, please.
All right. I'm going with Buck Bayou.
Oh, that's a great name.
It says he's a truly pitiful beast with a mind like a bear trap. Was a lawyer, is an undertaker. His devil is vice of all kinds.
Wow, that is absurdly accurate.
Also,
Yeah.
he may have been a little busy during the latter
He's
half.
a little bit.
Yeah.
He's a little bit busy.
Let's say that he does most of his work as part of the carpentry crew, but he is the only one who's willing to touch a dead body.
Yeah.
Like I buried about 36 this last winter. Like,
Yep.
sounds about right. Never.
All right, so Buck Bayou has his vices now. Delightful. So in a little bit of a longer route on your way back out and back in, you stop at a town very briefly to pick up just a crate, going to Carter, and as you load up the crate, you hear somebody inside your cart. You hear somebody in the stagecoach. What do you do?
Shoot them.
Yeah.
They're trying to be quiet. They're not rustling around for thieving. You got to stow away.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Have I started moving? Am I moving? Am I going?
You're moving. You're going.
I'm gonna stop the cart.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said moving, and
Yeah.
you held your hands out like carrying.
Oh
so I
no!
thought you
It's
meant-
like am I on the road,
You
or
are
is this
loading
before
up your
I'm loading up right now?
Yep. You hear somebody hear you approach and stop moving.
Is it relevant where she's loading from?
No.
Or back east.
Oh no, this is just like maybe 3 or 4 days out of Carter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna set a crate down, and I'm gonna lean against the only way out of the cart. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna start yelling, "Oh no, the cart's on fire!"
And you hear from the inside, please, my dad's come to take me. My dad's come to take me. He's gonna put me in nun school.
That sounds like a you problem.
And from around the corner, between a couple of buildings, you see a preacher, like dressed full preacher, got the hat, got the little bow tie, got the Bible in his hand, and
How many guns are hidden in his frock?
Yeah.
you are unable to tell how many guns
Okay.
this preacher is armed with. And he is clearly looking for someone. And he is looking left. He's
Jesus?
looking right. It's not Jesus. He's found
Definitely
Jesus.
Jesus.
The Mormons went that way.
Yeah, he went that way. He's over there.
And you see him look left, look right, and then look straight at you. And he comes up to you. He says, "Have you seen a girl here? Have you seen a girl around 13, maybe 14?
I ain't seen fucking anything.
Damn it. I'm coming back. And if you see her, you tell me. And he walks away, looking left and right.
I'm going to kick the cart as soon as he's out of eye line.
You kick it.
And, okay.
Is he gone?
He's gone.
Oh, thank you. Please take me out of here. I need to go anywhere but here.
What do I get out of this? Because if I get caught with you in there, that's a problem for me.
My dad's not going to know. He's not going to be able to see anything.
Yeah, but anybody else that catches me moving you, I'm going to have problems. And I don't want more problems.
I don't have nothing. I'm just a kid. He doesn't let me have nothing.
So you're a kid and I'm going to take you and drop you off somewhere in the middle of nowhere?
Wherever you're going, I don't care. Anywhere but here.
I don't think you want to go where I'm going.
I don't care.
Okay, we're going to get this straight right now. Anybody shows up, I don't know you're in there. Anybody shows up and finds you, I don't know where you're going, why you're in there, what happened.
You just kick twice and I will run. I will open the door and I will run, and I was just stowed away. I promise.
When we get where we're going, I don't know you. I'm not helping you. You are not my problem.
That's fine. Please, just take me away.
If somebody catches you, you are not getting back in this cart, and I'm leaving you where they catch you.
I swear to God, whatever you need, whatever you say, I'll do it.
I don't need anything except for you to be quiet and back there. Shut up. And I close it again.
She doesn't respond then.
Smart kid.
I'm not a nice lady.
So where are you dropping this girl?
Wherever I stop first.
Wherever you stop first?
Yep.
Okay.
Because you said 3 days out from Camden, so
Or from Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Carver.
you're not taking her all the way to Carter, you're just going to kick her out before?
Whatever looks like a town first. If there's anything between here and there,
Yeah,
I'm kicking her out.
All right, off she goes. Cool. Good to know.
Because it's a whole lot of not my fucking problem. I got you out of there. Find another ride.
Yeah, there's like one fly.
It's just like one tiny gnat. It just was like really close to my eyeballs.
I genuinely thought you were like shooting get away from me to the girl.
like that's all right. So like, because that's what I thought. Like just like look, once I drop you off, we're done. Like
It's a single gnat. And it just was like right here. And I was like, go away.
See, I knew what you're doing because it had landed on my screen back here. I was like, oh, she's got it now. All right,
I will find it and I will kill it.
That bag of contraband.
I will find it and I will kill it.
So Sarah Jane Bennett is dropped off in Gunnison.
Sorry, Sarah. I'm sure that was probably not the best decision for you, but oh well.
Doesn't matter to me. I got a whole stack of cards here. All right. Willie.
Yes.
So you've had a couple of years here as a mercenary, and you've had this particular individual who has heard of your skills and has funneled you a couple of bounties. And this is a fella named Shannon Carlisle. He's a circuit judge, and folks know him as Big Dallas. That's where he's from.
You like bastard.
Big Dallas.
Big Dallas Carlisle.
Right.
Judge Big Dallas Carlisle. So he's thrown a couple of bounties your way because, of course, he's going to give you most of it.
Okay.
So during one of them, you find yourself in a bit of a hostage situation where you've got a bead on somebody, but they've got somebody right in front of them and they're holding a gun to their head. How do you want to deal with that? You want to just take the shot? You want to try to calm them down? You want to threaten them? Tell me what your angle is here.
It's like, well, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna do the warning first. Like, so it'd be because with my eyes I can actually pinpoint my shot. I'm sure to actually like hit them cleanly and it'd be fine.
Yeah, they're trying to hide, but they don't know that a sharpshooter can do this anyway.
So, but I also wanted to be known as like, I don't actually care about their hostage either. So it's like, it's kind of like, yeah, the hostage is kind of cannon fodder. It's like, I could shoot through the hostage and still get you because the bounty is the bounty. So, but it's also, it's a ploy. It's like, because I would rather they go ahead and just give up the hostage just because if I at least word it that way, it works out. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I will shoot through the hostage also.
Okay. So they get real quiet and they cock their pistol against the hostage's head.
It's like, all right, well, I'm going to play my eyes, pinpoint the shot, take the shot.
All right. So you're going to use eyes and hands, it looks like.
Eyes and hands. So eyes is 5, hands is 4.
You are all just
You got a trait
insane.
Like,
We stack
so
up.
eyes of a hawk, and then, but I'm also a drunk too. So it's just
Are you playing
Are you
against
currently
either?
drunk?
no.
Does that add or
Like yeah, like that's what like
So you've got 4 for your hands, 5 for your eyes, and then you can either. I'm going to say you're using eyes like a hawk because this is just obvious.
I'm using eyes like a hawk.
And then your soldier sharpshooter past is probably going to be the one that, if you would like to draw, is going to be more relevant since you're trying to shoot instead of trying to talk him down.
So I am going to play on my sharpshooter.
All right,
Play
so
past.
discard 1, and I will give you this new card. Are you being rageful or calm?
This guy pissed
I'm
me off
going to say
today.
because the hostage is a woman, I'm enraged.
All right, so you get 3 more cards. This is just absurd. I'm going to say this is a very hard shot. It will be a 6 stud hand shot, which you will still obliterate entirely. So why don't you pick the 5 best cards, and I will look at my tiny hand of garbage. And
Man, this is actually tough.
We got all the good cards.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, 'cause
He
It's like,
gave us
Jesus Christ.
2 straights, 2 high straights in a row. Or I actually even had a full house, and now Patrick.
no.
I did not have a full house. Straight was the best I had.
So if you'd like, you can lay them all down, and we can talk about how
right.
ridiculous it is that you've got at least something.
like
Got the royal.
like look, I'm so fucking confused. Let me see.
Yeah, lay them down.
Nothing.
It's like
You can't have nothing with like 15
All right,
cards.
like I'm just gonna lay all the cards down. Like,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And we'll figure out what you got.
Because I'm like trying to figure out the best
Okay.
hand I could possibly go
Yeah.
with. Like,
No, that you have.
Wait.
Yeah.
So-
1,
2 pairs pretty high.
4. Yeah, you have
Did
you have
beat
a
up
full
the
house.
Jokers in here, Kai?
I did,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, but
okay,
you have a-
good.
Jokers.
The jokers
Are
are
they
a standard
wild?
joker. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh,
wilds.
then you got a
So
full house.
Oh yeah.
yeah, so
He already had a full house.
You got a better full house.
You
Yeah.
have a 4 of a kind right there.
so
Okay, yeah, you do.
Oh yeah.
So you got a 4 of a kind, and then so at this point, since the narration is often something that people are fighting for, like
well, 'cause
your
I was,
5th
I was
card.
confused with the Joker because I didn't know.
Yeah. So jokers can add to anything, but they can't. They're nothing in and of themselves.
Okay.
So they're like lower than a 2 by themselves, but if you've got a king, well, now you've got 2 kings.
Okay,
Yeah. So your joker fills out your 4 of a kind jacks, and then
That'll win.
that'll win. And then if you're fighting for a narrator, you always want to pick your highest card, which in this case is going to be that king of diamonds.
So throw that in. If you want narration.
I do actually want to do narration.
All right,
though.
so-
I'm going to go with that one.
All right.
So you've
4
got-
kind jacks, king high.
4 of a kind jacks, king high definitely beats my queen high. Only. That's it. I got queen high, and that's all. All right. So tell me what happens as you fire
So
upon
as
this.
I calm my breath, like taking my nice long breath and hold it, squeeze the trigger slowly, shot, pinpoint accuracy, right through the middle of the guy's head. Like, and within that moment, the young lady screams, runs off. It's like, job's done. Everybody's like, oh my God, like how did he shoot him like that? Like, so everyone that's actually witnessing said shot is like losing their mind. Like me, turn, there's a gentleman sitting outside, like got a bottle in his hand. I take his bottle and I turn that up and I run through the whole thing and then I hand it back to him and then I walk to the saloon.
All right.
Fun fact, I've had both professional marksmen and professional photographers tell me you're still as shot on the exhale. It's not holding your breath. As you breathe out, pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
It is very much on your exhale.
But you didn't even need to do that.
Nope.
That's how good you are.
I'm fine. Bam.
So you get 2 chips
Oh.
for that excellent bounty. It was actually a 4-chip bounty, but you know, Big Dallas has to take a little bit of a
Of
cut,
course.
just a finder's fee,
Like,
if you will.
Dallas, the bastard that he is. Your mother wasn't hard.
It was all a dream, that's what I heard.
A couple of months later, you find yourself a little strapped for cash. Not too bad, but definitely like, maybe I'm gonna have to do, I don't know, maybe a little something. And Big Dallas comes to you in a private room and says, "The Rickers in town," and you know the Rickers. The Rickers, it's a gang of brothers, and there's 4 of them, and they have been causing mayhem all up and down the Mississippi River, and they are all here. They are all
At the
in
same
town.
time, so it's all 4 of
It
these
is
brothers.
all
Like, oh,
4 of them.
God.
It'd just be you, but they wouldn't see you coming. And it is a big payday. But it's going to be tough as hell. Is that something that you're interested in? Or is that something you're going to pass? I will tell you right now, you'll get 4 chips if you succeed in this.
Okay. Well,
Before or after Big Dallas is cut.
That's after Big Dallas is cut. It was a
'Cause I would've-
12-chip job.
so being that I'm already
It's
guy's
a
a
terrible
dick.
deal. Oh, yeah, Dallas.
like
I
I'm
hate
already
this guy.
strapped for cash, but then at the same time, I'm gonna make it personal with these Richter boys because I'm gonna make it where like they did something in a town where like my deceased now wife,
Like
they had a hand in killing my wife or something
Yeah.
like that.
Or
So,
maybe some of your old crew.
like even better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like so, yeah. Like so, they had a hand in killing one of my crew members.
So it's personal.
So, yeah, I'm going to take this job because, like, I want to see them go down for that.
Okay.
Like, cause I'll even put even more on it. So, the one of the crew that they took out, young soldier that ran with me, young man might have been like 17, like had his whole life ahead of him, and he was, just running with me just because he didn't agree with our commanding officer's orders either.
Yep.
But he was running with me, and they took him out and kind of like took him under my wing, almost like a son, and they took him. So this is personal now. So yeah,
right.
I'm taking this job.
Okay. So the Rickers you got to feud against these guys.
Yeah.
They are holed up in it's in like a abandoned mine out of town. Like it is a hideout for sure. And you've heard that they've got a couple of guns with them. So it's not just the 4 of them. It's actually a few other folk.
Upwards of 12, I'm assuming.
Not that many, probably. Okay. Like maybe a couple of folks that you've heard of. Like there might be some other stuff in here, but
Okay.
yeah. So you're still gonna take it on?
I'm still got to, man. Like I gotta avenge my play son.
Okay. So in this case, I am going to play a bit of a stronger hand because I'm going to be playing as an individual.
Okay.
So we're going to go through the full thing, including what chips can do. So your goal is to presumably clear out the Ricker gang, unless there's simply something nearer, like murder all of the Rickers.
Okay.
which of these things feels? What is your specific goal?
Like, well, seeing as how they killed like my military play son, like the rage that is fusing through my body as I get the notice from Big Dallas that they're in town. It's like,
Do you want everybody in their gang, or you just want the ones that did it?
like I kind of just want the leaders, but everyone can get it because these hands are ready to eat for everyone. So,
So you're going for the top chop.
Like I'm going for the top chop, but like
They get in the way.
Like if they get in the way, like it's
Okay.
Yeah.
So top chop is Dane Ricker and his brother Jess.
okay.
Yep. There are two other brothers, but these are the ones that did your friend in, and they did it with great intent and with zero mercy. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're going to be using your hands.
That should be my traits. Great intent, zero mercy.
And are you gonna guts this? Are you gonna? I'm assuming you're going to outwit them if you can with your 5 diamond skill.
Like, well, I mean, because if I'm sniping them, which that's
It's going to be tricky if they're hiding.
like because if they're hiding in the cave, so it's
Yeah.
like
You're gonna, yeah. I'm just gonna tell you that you're going to use your 5 stats and outwit them.
gonna have to.
Yep. Your rage does seem to be present here.
Very much is.
3 for that.
Can't imagine what you'd be mad about.
Nah.
So,
But are you drunk?
are you drunk or are you gonna put the bottle away to keep your wits about you?
Damn it.
Drunk will get you an extra card. Playing against drunkenness will get you an extra coin.
I'm not gonna lie, to avenge the boy, I'm not gonna be drunk for this one.
All right.
He's playing against his trait.
Like, I'm not gonna.
Those are
I
yours as
wouldn't be able to do that to honor him. That'd be wrong.
All right, I am going to draw 4 hands and 3 diamonds.
You say 4 hands and I
Yeah,
see.
sorry, 4 hands and 3
I
outs.
thought you
So
meant like 4 hands of cards.
fair,
That's-
yeah, no. So I'm gonna draw 4 spades and 3 diamonds,
Got it.
and trait will be present. Devil will not be relevant here. So I have 8 cards, and I have a 3 draw for what it's worth, just so you're fully informed.
3 draw, I mean, you can
I can draw.
exchange 3 cards.
I can exchange 3 cards. Yes. So I have 4. Or I'm sorry.
Well-
I have 8 cards with a 3 draw.
This, okay, if I've got this correct, since the Jokers are wild,
Yep.
I'm gonna do 3 of a kind for the ace, but a high king.
But you can also use your. Your mercenary is probably more applicable here, so you can discard and draw 3 cards if you'd like.
See, god damn it.
And is he playing this hand against all of your hands, or is this like?
Oh, I'm
one
only
off
playing
for-
1 hand.
for all of the.
Yeah, for
it
the
wasn't
difficulty.
quite clear how.
No, that's
how
fair.
you were
That's fair
setting
because
it
I
up. Yeah.
said hands.
Yeah,
So I-
because you did say that's why I'm like, all right. So I'm like,
So,
I
yeah.
was gonna like,
I
hang
know
on
that
to this
wasn't clear if
part.
you were going to play out each of the gang members in as a separate hand.
Fair. So with this as a collective, like a group, I'm still going to distill it down to 1 hand.
Okay.
Since these folks have a single purpose.
Yeah.
If there was like one group that had one purpose, like get the gold, and the other group had another purpose, which was protect the gold, then each of those
that's
would
helpful.
have a separate hand.
Yeah. So the hand represents the purpose or the outcome. you know?
Right, exactly.
Their outcome being not getting blown the hell up.
Right. Yep. So repelling the attackers.
If
So
you
is
prefer it that way.
not getting blowed the hell up.
Keeping their brains intact.
Yes. All right. So,
Like,
so tell me if you'd like to draw anything.
What on hell did-
I'm actually good. Like,
You're good?
I'm not
Okay.
gonna-
I'm going to draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
How were they?
They were not like my French girls. I was trying to draw them like my French girls.
Yeah, for a second there, I was really confused.
I knew what you were doing.
Thank you.
I got it.
Appreciate that.
Apparently, I am the getter of jokes today. I'm like yep, I know that one. That's a good one. References.
Okay, I am ready to lay down. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm still go with what I went with. Like,
All right.
What do you got?
3 of a
This
kind
season,
ace,
yeah.
king high.
King high.
3 of a kind ace?
Ace,
Oh,
yeah.
then, yeah. So I have a mighty pair of 10s after all of that with king.
So mighty.
So mighty. So you, so you take down your goal is to take down the two Ricker brothers. And
So, and I do
You
have
narrative.
narrative, right?
yep.
So, as it stands, seeing as how this is a mining town, and these thugs happen to have dynamite for mining purposes, I use my eyes, and they happen to be sitting close to the dynamite, and I take a shot, and sure enough, hit the dynamite dead on, take out the 2 leaders of this gang, and collect my bounty.
Okay.
Anyone who wasn't killed by the blast may be trapped inside.
Perfect.
Or may have escaped.
Like, well, it depends, because since it was actually at the entrance of the mine, maybe.
Well, I will say,
maybe.
narratively speaking, you got the 2.
I got the I
that
got
is
the
what
2 I
you
wanted
know.
to get,
Yeah.
and I've avenged like the young man Jacob, who was like a son to me.
Poor Jacob. Okay. So you have collected your 3 coins because they have to take your word for this. There's nothing left.
There's
to
no
prove.
bodies.
It's like, I mean, bits and pieces and guts, but
You know, it's probably them. Yeah.
pretty sure. It's like,
The word
Just
on the
wait
street.
for a while. If you don't hear about them being around town, clearly I was telling the truth.
like, look,
Yep.
the ponytail's hanging off of a tree right now. It's fine. Like, you'll know it.
I'm just feeling that, like, I've been through a long, hard winter. I've got a whopping 2 coins right here. To my associates, 4 coins and 8 coins, respectively.
Well, one of them is in a money business.
Yeah, no, I understand. This is fitting. I'm just feeling a little low.
That's fair. That's fair. Well,
Usually how one feels coming out of a long, hard winter, in case you're not familiar.
Like, can we please help my fixer out? Like,
okay.
'cause I gotta understand, like, if he's in a bad mood, I'm in a bad mood. Because he's gonna come into the bar, like, in the saloon, and make it bad for me. So let's get this guy right. All right.
So, last thing for you, and then we're going to go to the actual content of the story. This was all precursor because we needed something to lie back on. So, Big Dallas tells you something in great confidence. He says, "I have
Oh
2."
God, he's running for mayor. That son of a bitch.
I'm not cleaning things up for your campaign, sir.
I got
Damn it! I fucking knew it. Damn politicians.
the Carters have come to me personally and asked for a bit of a favor. Now there's a bounty in the town of Carter for a fella named Samuel Black. Used to be a fighter, but apparently he killed a man at Tulsa. But there's something interesting to it. They gave me this other letter here. I suspect it's also a bounty, but they don't want it to be opened until Black is apprehended. So I'm going to give you this bounty for Samuel Black, and then this letter. You're not supposed to open until you apprehend the man. So I'm going to give these to you. Now Samuel Black, he's got a bit of a bounty on him, about $200, and in 1881 the conversion rate is about 30 to 1. So
In today's dollars,
$6,000.
$6,000, nothing to sneeze at, not too bad, not too much, but notable. And I don't know what is in this envelope.
That'd be enough to get me to Mexico. I'll take it.
All right. Well, you come and find me when the job's done, and we'll discuss proper payment.
Is that math right?
Probably not, but
Times 30, we 600
Okay,
times
all right.
10 is 6,000.
Yeah.
I'm not the math person at the table.
I don't take shit from anyone, all right?
I ain't the math person at the table, but I just started doing it. Wait, and I tried to do it in my head, and then I completely failed. Stay in school, kids.
I could be wrong.
Hey, please.
The internet will tell me if I am. I'm okay with that.
It's all right.
Like Google? Like Siri? Like,
Yeah.
So Samuel Black, I know him to be a pugilist and a bit of a troublemaker. Do I know this history?
You do not know this history. You know that he's a very reliable miner, and he is one of the strongest men that you have ever seen.
oh, God, that means I
the only
have to
reason that-
when I fight him.
The reason that Zeke Hill's head is still attached to his body is because you came in the room.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, no, I probably see him as somebody capable of it, but I don't know the history.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, just for sake of brevity, Mel Strum, you have a passenger on the way to Carter, and his name is Wild Horse Willy. He doesn't tell you his last name.
Okay.
If he did, he'd have to kill you.
Very true. But I also don't like to kill ladies.
Is this a company sanctioned ride along, or is this a he
Absolutely.
tossed me some dollars so that I would take him?
The company tossed you some dollars,
Okay.
so you would take
Yeah,
it.
Big Dallas is kind of involved. Like, I'll pay for his lift.
Let's get this straight. It's my cart. I drive.
Your rules, your frontier.
You mess with me, I end you.
Understandable.
We're gonna be just fine.
I would hope so.
I say to you, not knowing that you would totally destroy me.
How many guns you got on your hip there? How many pairs of guns?
Like 3.
62
Like,
guns.
it's always
I'm
2
just-
on the hip, and like 1 in the boot.
Yeah. Yep.
You two make your way to Carter, Colorado, and you are carrying some welcome provisions. You are encountered by this gentleman.
Welcome, provisions. Welcome to town.
Hi.
I'm Benjamin Wolfe. Most people call me Captain Ben.
Mel.
Like Willie.
Willie, Mel, good to meet you both. It's been a long, hard winter, very cold, very dark. But I think what you got in that cart's gonna make a lot of people a lot happier real quick.
Where do we unload?
I will show them to the appropriate place.
Yeah, so the saloon is one of the larger buildings that most folks were bunked up in.
Great.
As the melt started to happen, then there were a couple of buildings that had been started or construction had been started on. They were like, okay, cool. Well, now we'll start to put roofs on those. So you have a couple of buildings along the main street that are being constructed. Saloon is still like the beating heart of Carter, Colorado.
Cool. I would like to set people in motion with a bit of order. I'm going to tell them, look, I know it's been a long time since we've seen food, but this ain't going to be the last shipment coming in. I want order. I want everything put away properly. Then we'll start delivering it, doling it out.
So you too see this fella just barking orders, keeping it folks in line, and you see the miners, as you assume that they are, just like heads down, walking up, train of people up to your cart, grabbing a box, walking along, grabbing a box, walking along.
I might,
Captain, I've got one word. Seeing as how I just got into town, does your saloon have whiskey and hookers?
whiskey supplies are running low, but I believe there's at least a dram or two left.
That'll work. Point me in the direction of it, like.
I'll point you right to it. I might go to Mary Dillon, the saloon worker, tell her to get started cooking a meal for all these people, because I know they're going to be salivating looking at all these things being unloaded off the cart.
Oh, hot damn. That is welcome news. Absolutely. She grabs a couple of folks and goes back to the kitchen, which is like a larger built out space behind the saloon, and is starting to stoke the fires.
If there's anything that I know, it's that soldiers don't march on an empty stomach.
It is true. And it is starting to get a little on the darker side. Like the road to Carter is not easy, and it is coming along a dark night.
Yep.
So I realize now I'm going to have to stay here for the night.
Yeah, you're here for the evening. And you, Willie, are here for the evening because there are a couple of folks who are available for visitation if you are so inclined.
Yes.
And I mean, just to complete the emphasis rotation, I'm here for the evening.
You are. It's true.
I really just love like that sunset. The fireflies come out. No, there's no fireflies in Colorado. But it's lovely.
It's beautiful. It is. And like late April, early May, it's like it's starting to almost seem like a full day of actual daylight. Yeah, it's beautiful. You got this lovely alpine expanse, like still snow-topped trees. You've got a curve at the top of the mountains over there on the north and on the east side. And
Great.
It is beautiful.
Yep.
And you're starting to feel hope. Just a bit. Just a taste.
Oh, I know better than that.
You feel no hope in your cold, bitter soul.
No, I feel a great sense of relief that we have rations again and that these people are going to be fed, and that's going to make it a lot easier to do what we need to do.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the kind of hope that I feel.
So
For me, I'm trying to get to this hooker because I know the hookers know everyone in town, so I can ask the
information.
hooker about Samuel Black, my target.
Excellent.
So that's the whole reason why I was asking.
Smart.
Are there hookers in town?
you
So I
do have a 5 in diamonds, don't you?
so I'm trying to make sure, like, all right, yeah, let me get my whiskey, but
Those ladies of the evening with all of their information.
like everyone pillow talks.
Yeah.
Like,
It's true. It's true. So as all of this is happening, you see Boss Camden and a couple of the deputies. It's basically like across the street and down a couple of buildings from the saloon. There's effectively the Carter's original log cabin that was built there and then had a massive change in purpose, and they threw a couple of cells in there and a couple of cots, and that is now the sheriff's office and effectively the jail. So Sheriff Camden
Anybody
is
in there currently?
nobody's in there currently,
Okay.
unless you have nope.
No,
All right.
just asking.
Cool. So Sheriff Camden, for example, Boss, as you know him,
the dick.
you've never even met this person.
We're just haters over
he
here.
just, like,
This side of the
Boss
table be
Camden
haters.
just sounds like a dick name. He's a dick.
Could be a super nice man. Still gonna call him a dick. We're just we're the table haters.
Well, he's super
we're
nice.
over here.
Plus, I'm new to town. I don't know how much of a dick he is. I'm pretty sure he's a huge dick, though.
Assume everyone is a dick. Find out you're wrong later.
Look,
I feel like this is
either
Mel
he's a
speaking
short dick or he's
Yeah.
a long dick,
Yeah.
but he's a dick regardless. Like,
Everybody's a dick until proven
So
otherwise.
Boss Dick Camden
yes.
Funny part, his name is Richard.
Like, oh, even yes.
is
We've killed Kai.
Do you want to try this?
He's dead now. All right, the
guess
Chaos
it's like-
crew will be quiet now.
I will hold
rewinding all that.
all until the end.
You and me both. No, we won't.
Take two.
I'm sorry. Scene. Okay.
So as all of this unloading business is happening, you then see Boss Camden across the street in the sheriff's office. And the sheriff's office, just for color, is the original Carter's log cabin that they built when they first found the land, when they first got all this started. It is a sizable thing, and it has since been converted into a sheriff's office / jail. So it is like just big ass log cabin, and you happen to know that there are a couple of cells in there.
That bedroom's got some bars on it now.
Yes, exactly. They removed some of the internal walls, and they just like put big posts up to secure the shearing foundation, and we're just like, yep, jail. There we go. Here we are now. So it's a log cabin with a very poor conscience at this point. It has a heart and blood.
I have questions.
Anyway, so Boss and Captain Birdie are out there just hanging out, watching the business occur. And Ty starts to go up to you, and then Boss puts his hand on his shoulder, pulls him back, and walks up to you and says, "So, looks like we got some or other."
It's about time. Am I right?
Yeah, you can say that again.
I think we'll have fewer problems in town for a minute here, getting some fresh supplies in.
Well, I sure hope so, but who are these two folk?
Your guess is as good as mine. Company sent them.
Well, the gal seems a bit familiar. I think she may have done some runs in the
driver
fall.
for the company.
So the fella, do you introduce himself?
I believe he said his name was Willy,
Willy.
but I haven't met him before.
All right. Well, go about your business, Captain.
And you, boss. And you, boss.
So this gentleman walks
I
up.
didn't need that. It's fine.
And
Having a day, Sarah, ain't you?
I'm just
another
don't
victim.
mind me. I'm just the chaos gremlin at the table today. I'm just gonna make all the trouble. Is that kind of day? You're welcome.
So, Boss Camden, whom you vaguely recognize, like he's a man in his 40s, he's got like graying-ish hair, he's a little on the portlier side, but his clothes are hanging baggily, as are kind of everybody's here, you notice. Like everybody seems to have recently lost a bit of weight. You're not sure why, but you can probably piece it together. I don't know, you have 2 diamonds? Anyway.
But he's bald and wears a turtleneck and he looks like a dick.
He is not bald nor wearing a turtleneck. He does not look like anything resembling a penis.
I'm gonna go with I don't think anything of it enough to notice.
He approaches,
But he's well dressed, I'm assuming, so because he is top brass, so I will respect that.
nobody's really well dressed here. Honestly, like you two might be among the wellest dressed here.
I've only got a gold pocket watch that's got my dad's name.
That's
etched
beautiful.
on it. Like, that's
Yeah.
it.
Killer.
I'm dressed well enough. I mean, as good as you can be after 5 months of winter.
Yeah.
6 months. How long was this winter? You said
5
it's
months.
April now. When did it start?
So it started. Well, I guess okay. Well, pretend my math makes sense, and it should have been 3 months of winter, like a normal season is, but it was 5 instead, and it's now April.
Like that groundhog saw a shadow.
Late winter
Instead of December
start.
to February, it's December to April.
Sure. Yes.
Great. Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Move on.
Anyway.
We can count and we know the seasons.
Yes.
And the months. He's smart.
I do the math.
So this fellow walks up to you, Mel. He pretends to tip his hat, but he's not wearing one, so he just does a little gesture. Says, "Well, hello there. Welcome to town. My name is Boss Camden. I'm the sheriff here, and thank you for this delivery. Really appreciate it."
Don't thank me. I'm just getting paid.
Well, thank you for getting paid and delivering. Hey, is there anything that we can do to make your stay comfortable? I'm assuming you're not turning right around.
I wish I was. Where am I staying?
Well, saloon's got a couple of rooms up top, and you're welcome to just tell Peter in there. He's the saloon owner. Just tell Peter, boss said the room is yours.
All right. Sounds good. And I turn and I walk away.
All right.
Did I mention one of my traits is cuddly as a cactus?
Cuddly as a cactus. So, Willie, you have already gone into the saloon at this point.
Exactly. At the bar, waiting on my hooker.
So a fella comes up.
I'm 4 whiskeys in. I'm just waiting on my hooker at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume some of what we just unloaded is more booze.
Yep, it's crates of dry provisions like oats, corn, dried meats, and whiskey, which is not a dried provision, but it is very important, and it skips the line. So, so you're up at the bar, and you're just like waiting for somebody to see you, and you look up and you see 3 ladies up top, just kind of like leaning against the railing and snickering to each other and looking down at the mob that is like rolling in with goods and goods and goods, and then this total stranger who's sitting at the bar totally unattended.
So as I toss back my 3rd whiskey,
there is nobody giving you whiskey.
So
you are at the bar alone.
I'm just by myself. Okay.
Yeah, I guess Mary's a little busy at the moment.
Mary's helping.
I would assume Mary's actually bringing in the product, so she's not actually going to be working
Cooking
at
up,
it. So
for everybody.
Yep.
I would say as I'm sitting there at the bar, still contemplating like how I'm going to actually find my target. Mm-hmm. So, of course, the ladies of the evening are looking down at me, and I'm looking up at them, and it's like, which one of you is the most well-traveled? Because you would have the most information. So, as I'm sizing up all 3, I pick the one in the middle. She's short stature, but looks like she's actually the oldest out of all of them. She's the one I go with. And I flag her down. She comes down, and it's, we have the banter back and forth of like.
I'll help you out with this part. So, this lady comes downstairs after being shoved along by the other 2 who are like, "Well, I guess it's you." She saunters very slowly and intently down the stairs with as much grandiosity as she can perform. She puts her hand on the bar on the other side and then just like walks her fingers all the way down to you, about 20 slow feet away.
A lot of
so much finger walking.
It becomes awkward.
I don't even know if I want this
But
now.
she hasn't seen a stranger in a long time, so she's milking it for as much as she can. After a little longer than it should be, we pause.
Like, howdy.
She reaches you.
Like, howdy, ma'am.
Well, hi there, stranger. My name's Penny. What's your
Willy.
I like the way it sounds. She reaches out her hand to be shaken.
Give it a little shake, little kiss.
Ooh, and he's got manners. How unusual.
Like Southern raised. It's the only way I know, ma'am.
Can I get you a drink?
Like, I've been waiting quite some time. Well, if you can procure me a drink.
I think that Pete might allow me to step behind the bar to assist a customer, sure. And she walks her fingers to the end of the bar.
Oh, God.
Looking over her shoulder at you. Walks behind the bar, turns, walks her fingers on down. It is like weird now. It has become weird.
It's like,
She hasn't seen other people in a while. You know when somebody we all know that somebody who just hung out inside a little too long, a little too isolated, and came out a little too weird.
As Willie, I'm sitting there looking like maybe I should have chose someone else.
You look up and the other 2 ladies
might
are
be
gone.
touched, and I probably chose the wrong one.
These nails are made for one.
I think I chose the one hooker that's touched. Can I get a re-roll or anything? Nope.
You picked Penny.
It's just
What was
like
her name again?
Penny.
Penny.
Maybe was her last name there?
She hasn't provided one yet.
Got it.
I should have went with nickel.
So she walks her way over to you, She looks down behind the bar and like looks confused for a moment, and then turns around and finds the whiskey behind her, grabs a whiskey bottle from the bar and a glass, and she pours you she's not sure how much she should be pouring because she just doesn't do this, and like it goes all the way to the top.
Actually, that's perfect. So, if I'm gonna be honest, as she's pouring, better yet, she tells me to tell her when.
Yep.
And it gets poured all the way up to the top. And then as it's overflowing, I say when.
Well, she won't waste product, but she will all the way to the top and be like, well, thirsty gentleman, that must have been quite a ride.
Well, been on the road for 2 weeks now. Like, we were 4 days out from here. I haven't had a drop since. So, yeah.
Well, damn. I hope we can slake your thirst.
Like, insatiable thirst, but we'll see.
And she leans up against the bar and just puts her head, her chin in her hands and be like, tell me how thirsty you are, Willie.
That's nothing that can be divulged here at the bar. But if you got a room upstairs, I'm more inclined to tell you more there.
$2 a night. Unless you want some company.
How much is company?
$5 a night.
Done.
Well, would you like to carry a drink upstairs, Willie? Or would you like to have another?
I'll have another here and one more upstairs.
All right. And you continue this exchange for a bit of time, since unless you're going to just blast back a couple of four-finger whiskeys, like, okay, you are welcome to do that.
Like, nah.
Don't call him Wild Horse.
So Ben, Mel, the loading is almost done. Like it's a big ass wagon. You've got 4 horses with you. It is a load from Gunnison, but it is welcome. You see the miners getting pretty excited about like, oh my God, this is great. And you start to smell like the crackling fire actually cooking real food. That isn't hardtack. That isn't questionable frozen / salted meats. Like, oh God, it is gonna be a thing. What you up to?
I would finish overseeing the unloading. Make sure that Mary's got things in hand and is ready to feed the people. I'd probably check in with Mel here. And
I make sure you sign off on that delivery.
I would count everything that was coming off to make sure that we had an accurate count of what was supplied. Nobody's pulling any funny business. I don't appreciate that.
Are you trying to pull any funny business, Mel?
No, because I really want to get out of this contract. So I'm making sure everything gets delivered.
But I would inquire as of if there's any news from the Carters, any instructions, anything they told you to pass along.
Would I have any information?
You just have craped.
I would just look at you and I would go, do I look like I'm that important?
I don't know. They send news by all number of channels out here.
Ain't no one told me anything. I got crates.
Where
you need crates.
You headed back to somewhere where you check in with the bosses.
You can send word from Gunnison.Gunnison's sort of the nearest way station ish.
Yeah, so I'd just be like,
word.
We had to eat our riding horses during the long winter, and I'm guessing we're gonna need some more of those, especially because we can't really send word without no riding horses. So if you wouldn't mind passing that along, that'd be very appreciated.
I can do that. Would I think that leaving behind 2 of my 4 horses for carrying my now empty wagon would be an acceptable move?
They're not your horses.
Not
they are
my
the company
okay.
horses. Mm-hmm. So you could potentially be persuaded and have What is the word I'm looking
Now, you
for?
could make up something where, like, 2 of the horses died on the way, so...
Or I could go back and I could go, he outranks me.
I'm a relatively by the books kind of person, so I'm not commandeering any horses just yet. I'm going to take it on faith that the companies, the carters, are going to send the animals that we need,
Well,
as long as we get them word.
6 good riding horses.
you could assume that. You could assume that. You have no idea how long that will take.
No, it may take a minute, but I know that I have. Well, it wasn't sledgehammer. What was it?
Stovepipe.
Stovepipe, and that I mean, I've got what I need to restart operations in the mine and be ready for our next shipment, right?
Well, folks are already like, in terms of the mine's operation, like there are folks who are starting to look in there, starting to like dive in and see how it is at this point. It has been for a little while too damn cold to make it work, but you have a few folks who are just like, it's itching, it's time. They need to do something because they're losing their fucking minds.
Absolutely. So I mean, my train of thought is, thus far the carters have treated us all right, and given us the supplies that we need to do this job. We got a new shipment coming in here. Mm-hmm. They don't know what happened during the winter because we couldn't get word out, but as long as we tell them what's needed, I have no reason to believe that they won't do the right thing.
Yeah, okay. That's all fair. Yeah. So you do have a thought in your mind that you could potentially allow 2 of the horses, now that the load has been emptied, to remain here with a fee to bring back to replace them.
Mm. Yeah, that's probably the first thing I would suggest to you, is rather than sending word, which could take a lot of days.
6 months.
Could just leave 2 of them here. I don't need that many horses to carry back an empty wagon.
Well, I would take a look at these animals and see if they would meet the needs.
Yeah, they are certainly well fed and not. They are fine. They are just fine.
2 awesome fillies.
Well, I mean, what kind of an arrangement would be typical in this situation? Would I actually pay for them? Would I send?
Yeah, you've got a bit of a discretionary fund kind of situation here. Yeah, there is a bank in town. So in terms of like the commerce in town, like it's mostly just an exchange.
Sure.
In a way. So the currency in town is a chaos monster.
It's really hard.
It's a weird, it's a hard currency.
Yeah.
Chaos monster currency. Sarah just keeps dropping stuff out of the ground.
I'm fidgeting and I keep dropping it.
It's the most elusive pencil ever. Like.
How do you feel about 4 chaos monsters for them horses?
Sounds like a fair trade to me, sir.
No, I think what I would probably tell him would be, you got a seal or a signature of some kind to prove what's going on. You write a note, I'll take it back with whatever payment
me and Boss Camden, we're the authorities in this town. We can sign a letter for you.
I just don't want to get blamed for losing 2 horses.
Absolutely.
You can make something like that happen. Yeah, absolutely. So you have this conversation and you start to smell the food. The food is like your mouth is watering.
Oh yeah, no, I'm holding it together.
Yeah,
my mind's on that food. Mm-hmm. Again, eyes on everything, focused on what's in front.
Mary, is that stew ready yet? Like,
it's gonna be a bit, but you could probably get some pine tea. Probably maybe some coffee is up, but
tasty pine tea.
Pine tea is out here.
Pine needles in the snow.
Yep.
Over a fire.
No, thank you.
So yeah, what else is the evening ahead contain, sir?
well, like for me, I would say after those.
Limited detail.
It's going on YouTube. You're allowed to swear, but
Like
We're gonna keep the ERP to the absolute minimum.
the heavy-handed shots from the bar, from the lady of the evening. Mm-hmm. It's like we make it up to the room, of course.
Yep.
And after,
Raucous applause.
Raucous applause. Just
such
uproarious applause.
the pillow talk commences, and I proceed to ask her about my target.
So what's your angle here?
So, and I play it coy, but I ask like, do you know of Samuel Black?
Oh, yeah, everybody knows Sam. We all know everybody here.
Like, so, and just proceed to ask, what his schedule is, like how often does he come through the saloon, like what's his drink of choice, like just get as much information on my target as possible. Like, does he have a family? Like, does he have kids? Anything like that. So and proceeding, like, of course, she only knows so much. Mm-hmm. So I'm not necessarily getting all the answers that I need, but I am getting the little tidbits of information that I can actually work with. Like, who, like other people from that come into the saloon that he frequents, like people that he plays poker with.
Yeah.
Like things like that.
He beats to death.
Yeah.
Beats almost to death. Beats almost to death. So yeah, you hear many stories about Samuel Black. Oh yeah, and these other guys, and that other thing, and this. Oh my, that happened, and this whole thing is just insane. I can't believe that we were stuck here for 5 months. Oh, but Sammy, he is huge. He is the tallest man around. You won't be able to miss him. Oh yeah, and then he almost killed Zeke. He held him up against the wall with one hand. It was insane. I can't believe that he didn't just pop his head off right then. He is so strong. My God, Sammy is so strong. You would not believe how strong he is.
Awkward.
And it is, she goes on for some time about multiple subjects. And sometimes, oh yeah, right, Sammy, right. You asked about Sammy. Oh, and all this other stuff. Oh, right, and Sammy. It is, it's a while.
A few hours.
She hasn't talked to really anybody who's held any kind of interest in any of her speech whatsoever for a long time. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So it takes a little while. Back to you two. What are you up to after this unloading and dinnering begins?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say obviously getting some food. Mm-hmm. I assume we're serving this up in the saloon.
Yep.
Gonna be sitting in the saloon, keeping an eye.
It is
everything.
Very appreciative crowd. You get chatted up by a few folks, men and women alike. Just curious who you are, how are you doing, what's your name, where you're from, like what's your deal.
I am in shockingly unpleasant company. Like for people that have been isolated for a while, they'd really like somebody actually friendly to talk to. I am not your girl.
And I'm mostly just taking note of how the newcomers are getting on. Probably noticed that she's not making friends and that he's made a very particular friend.
That you don't see him at all.
Well, I can assume.
Yeah, you probably can.
Like,
Probably could ask the other.
Yeah, that do not disturb sign.
Yeah.
Definitely the door.
Yep. So about midway through the well, I wouldn't say midway because this sort of interrupts it. During the dining event, the uproarious crowd is just, everybody's having a great time. Everybody's so grateful. And Mary Dillon is getting rounds of applause, and Pete Danger is just pouring shots left and right. Money is being thrown on the floor.
I sat at the bar for 20 minutes and didn't get us.
Well, he was carrying stuff and getting things sorted.
Oh, I know. Like, nothing against Pete. He's an all right guy.
So in the middle of all of this, somebody that comes, and by you I mean Ben. Somebody comes running in, just panic on their face, and they are looking for you. They find you. This is Jesus Espinosa. He comes up to you. He grabs you by the collar. He says, Ben, you have to come. You have to come. You won't fucking believe it. You gotta come.
What do I know about Jesus?
He's one of the minor fellas. You don't really interact with him all that much. He's not super up in the rankings, not like foreman or anything. But he's a dude. He's
good guy, reliable.
As much as any of them are in this condition, yeah.
All right. I'll look at him and go, well, you got my interest. What you got to show me?
Just come in. Come on.
Follow him.
So the mine is about mile and a half north of town, and he is just walking as briskly as not quite a run will be.
I'm just gonna look at him and go, "We going up to the mine, son?"
Yeah, up to the mine,
We grab some horses real quick.
Yeah, horses, yeah.
Yeah, we can grab those 2 new horses and we're gonna ride up the mine.
Okay.
5 minutes instead of
Like walking for
15.
45 minutes. Like, how's the wife and kids? Like, yeah, well, my wife died during the winter. Like,
We ate her last week.
Like, my daughter's a little traumatized, but, it's be like that sometimes.
So you hop up on the horses.
Her mother was good meat.
feels good to ride a real horse again.
Yeah, it is. It's a little cold with the wind in your face, but it's kind of nice. Like, oh yeah, I don't have to just trudge through the snow. Something else can carry me through it.
Hey, 50 degrees is a lot better than -10.
Yeah, it's a little colder than 50. It's like in the mid 30s, but
Okay.
you're
Just
used to
above
it.
freezing.
Yeah,
All right.
it's in the melt zone. So yeah, you huff up to the mine, just the 2 of you on the horse. And as you approach the mine, you sort of like, it goes up the hill and you curve a little left and you just see like 5 or 6 torches all being held by people. Some of them, I mean, you obviously know all of them. Some of you know by name. Samuel Black's one of them. Patrick Houlihan is one of them. I'm like, don't I know this? Yes. Patrick Houlihan is another one. Patty, as he's known, is a dynamite man. And Sammy is just big arms. So you see about half a dozen people there, and then Jesus comes right around the corner and just yells out, hey, Ben's here, hey! You ride up, and this whole group just surrounds you with torches, and everybody looks excited and scared.
What's it all about?
Come on down.
Hop off the horse.
And
Hitch it up somewhere.
you just hand it to a person. There it is. So Patrick hands you a torch, and he says, you shush. Don't say a word. All right?
I'll be the judge of that.
You just listen, just shh. And he grabs a torch from another guy, and you head on down into the mine. And it takes about 10 minutes, but you go through this series of tunnels, and you come to this end of a tunnel where it's just started to recede. The waters that have been flooding this area, people have, for the last day or two, as soon as people got too antsy to stay in the saloon, they started hauling buckets and getting stuff ready to work, because they were ready to work.
And I know this to be a nickel mine.
This is a nickel mine, yes. And they bring you down to the end of this tunnel, and there is this rather large lump of gray metal sticking out of the wall. And
Nickel?
no, it is not nickel. It is silver.
I assume I would recognize the difference.
You would easily recognize the difference. And it is, this shouldn't be here. You don't know what to make of it, but this should not be here. And there's about, I'd say, a 7 or 8 inch ball of silver visible right now. And it's sticking out of the wall. And Patrick looks at you and is just puts his finger to his lips.
I look at Patrick and go, I appreciate you bringing me down here and showing me this. Now then, what you think you're going to do about this?
I think we're going to dig it out, and I think that we're all going to shut the fuck up about it. That's my plan.
And how much you think there's going to be beyond this? It's one ball. You think this is the start of a vein, a rich vein, or you think this is just one little chunk right here?
I got no idea, but we got a few pickaxes. Get shovel, boys, come on. And they start to, a few folks come in and start to carve this rock away, carve this loose dirt away, and
I'm going to look at them all. I'm actually going to kind of rally them up for a
Yep.
moment and say, look here. That's a right good find you found there. We've suffered a lot this past winter. that's all there is, I'm not going to say nothing about it. This is the beginning of something big. We're all going to make a lot of money, but the Carter's going to need to know about it. You hear me?
They all nod, but they're looking at each other.
All right. You know there's food back at the saloon. You want to get this out here tonight, that's on you, but like I said, this gets any bigger, Carter's going to need to know about it. You might want some dinner.
They ignore the last half of what you said, and they all coalesce around this chunk of silver and start working it away. Even when they only have like 2 or 3 tools, but all the rest are just using their hands.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them do that. I'm gonna check in on that again tomorrow. I think they've earned a little reward for the suffering we've had. That's fine.
Okay. You headed back town?
I mean, unless there's anything else here that looks like I need to supervise.
No. Leave about half a dozen of them. Jesus is at the front of the mine.
Actually, I will say one more thing.
Yeah.
I will remind them that we got some outsiders in town, and we don't. If they want to take this as their compensation for a long, hard winter, they best not be talking about it around any outsiders.
You see a couple of them just sort of murmur to each other and like hit a shoulder here and there, and like they nod.
Yeah.
But they're all
That's
like
smart, because being a hired gun, I would kill all of you and take your silver.
That's smart, because being a thief who wants out of this gig, I'd probably not only take some, but rat you guys to get out of it.
I don't know either of you, but I know that if you happen to be company folk and you hear that anybody's skimming silver,
Yeah, because
we are all dead, man.
so we're all in trouble. So it's just kind of like, yeah. Oh, look, I mean, I'm here for this hit, but if I get this silver, like, I don't even have to do the hit.
But we don't know it exists.
Like, the guy's huge.
huge ball of silver. That's
Yeah.
that shit.
I'm pretty sure that plus the information that you are skimming would get me out of my contract.
Covers all of my expenses, and I don't have to fight or kill this big 7'5" dude. Like,
7'2", 7'2".
like, okay, all right.
Or I could just take it and disappear.
Like, either way, he's
I could also
he's
just take it
Shaquille
and
O'Neal
disappear.
height. So it's like I don't want to have to fight or kill that guy. Like, I'd opt out for the silver.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that ball of silver would be enough to
Yeah.
disappear.
Who would I know to be the next most trustworthy, reliable person in this mine right now? Is that Patrick Houlihan? Is that
Patrick Houlihan is actually a dicey character.
okay?
I mean,
Is
look,
that
man.
Jesus who came and got me then?
Jesus, you've known him to be pretty level, but you also don't know him very well.
I mean, is there anybody I trust here right now? Who is the person I trust the most in here? Give me a
Okay,
name.
that is fair.
I would say yourself, like, because
The person that you trust the most is
Sarah Jane Bennett.
she's a new gal in town.
Yeah.
Only 14. Lonnie McQuaid.
Okay. Lonnie McQuaid. Quiet as a tornado and sweeter than pie.
Yup.
All right. I'll leave the rest of that for people to find out later.
So Lonnie McQuaid is she. She is one of the 4 folk, 4 women, 4 men, 4 people. There are more than 4, but they take shifts. Actually, fewer than 4. I'm just trying to make a pun. It's not going well.
No,
Yeah, I'm not for it.
I got your pun and chose not to laugh.
No, that's fair. I don't think that the choice was necessary.
I made
Yeah.
a decision.
Yeah. So Lonnie is a 4 woman, and she's not up there right now. She's one of the folks cavorting back at dinner. But she's reliable. She's got a conscience, and you've seen it painted on her face.
You said she was a 4 woman?
Yes,
Okay. But she is not here now.
she's not here right now.
Okay. Understood.
Jesus is of the people here
Of the people present, Jesus is the one I am.
least concerned
yeah,
about.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yes. Sorry, I misunderstood your question.
That's fine.
So I gave you a different
both
answer
of
than you
those are-
expected.
both of those are good information. Like Lonnie, I needed to know that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to look at Jesus and just go, you did the right thing letting me know about this. I thank you. And look, I want you to know we're all gonna be real wealthy from this discovery. I just want to make sure that we don't do anything unwise. So if you see anything else I should know about tonight, you let me know.
Where are you going to be?
I'll be at the saloon, then I'll be in my bed.
All right. I'll watch. I'll watch and I'll come get you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And in terms of bedding, the town is still pretty much a wreck right after this, so it's barracks style.
That's why I did not specify where my bed was located.
Yep. As you stated that, I was like, you don't know. Let me tell you about that.
I was like, I would assume that hopefully the saloon has feather beds, like not the hay ones.
Some of them are definitely hay. Some are really pine needles.
Just branches under a cloth.
Really hard to clap on those.
Once the hay gets wet, you got
Like, yeah, let's see. We should just stand while we do this. It's fine.
I will take my horse. I will return to the saloon because I'm concerned about both of these situations, but I feel like I understand the greed that is going to take place here. I do not know that I understand all the shenanigans that may happen in a town that is suddenly resupplied with whiskey and food and a strange woman and whatever else may happen. And I am going to look for Lonnie in particular.
Yep. You head on back down to the saloon and you see Lonnie just at a table with a bunch of folks shoveling oats into their faces and drinking a lot of whiskey. And they are all on the tipsy side. They are all good and soused.
Lonnie, I'm going to need a word with you for a moment.
Well, hang on. But then he took it out of his pants. And what is this? What do you need to, what? Sorry?
You can finish your story and then I'm going to need a word with you.
Then he took it out of his pants and he pretended like it was a club, but you know what he does with his gun, so you've seen it before. Anyway, it was funny as hell.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Heard this a bunch of times.
People get rowdy with their pistols.
Yeah, they do. Anyhow, whenever that story is finished, I'm going to take Lonnie into a dark corner somewhere definitely away from everyone else, maybe outside.
Outside's probably,
a little ways away. And I'm going to just let Lonnie know that there's been a discovery up in the mine. Something of reasonable value. We're going to see how deep this goes, and tomorrow we're going to evaluate what we need to tell the Carters.
Do we get like a new vein or something? Did we get? You
could say it's a new vein, yeah.
All right, well,
that's something that if it's something, they're going to want to know about it. If it's nothing, we're going to take that. We're going to let the men have that as compensation for this long, hard winter and the pain and suffering.
What?
You understand me?
I don't. Wait. So they found a new vein?
We're exploring how it goes. If it's nothing, we're gonna let that go without a report.
She's like leaning up against the wall and like that deep drunk breathing where she's like, I know this is important. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I just don't quite get it.
You don't need to understand too deep. Just know that tomorrow, I'm gonna need you to check in with the men.
Yeah.
And you're going to ask them how much they found.
Who's up there right now?
You're going to check in with Jesus tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to go to bed then tomorrow.
Wise. Tomorrow's likely to be a busy day.
She sort of sidles off in the wrong direction towards the woods.
Lonnie?
Yeah?
Your bed's the other way.
Fuck. All right. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You might want to drink a little water before you go to sleep.
She grabs a handful of snow.
That'll do.
Just like pops it on the top of her head. Shivers and continues on.
Great.
So you've come around the side of the building, and as you return to the street following Lonnie, you see across the street, Boss is leaning back in his chair against the sheriff's office. He's got his shotgun like up against the side. Not unusual, but it is a noticeable detail.
I'm gonna look to boss and go up to him. Go, hey boss.
Hey.
Just want to let you know. We may, we're gonna do a little counting tomorrow. And I just want to make sure that if anybody tries to leave unexpectedly, you and your boys might want to hold them up a minute.
Counting heads, counting people? Is that what you mean?
Counting the proceeds of our operations here.
Folks start working already? They already got some?
People just get that food in their belly and they gotta drive to work.
All right.
Make sure that nobody leaves with anything they shouldn't be in the heat of the moment.
He leans off to the side. Hey, Ty! Ty, come on out here. And Ty Birdie comes out. Todd's his
Tell
hat.
them the same sort of circumspect.
All right.
Guess we're gonna do some counting tomorrow. Don't let anybody leave unexpectedly.
Both of them kind of look a little bit like, are you going to give us more detail than that?
We'll have a good day tomorrow. I think it's gonna be a real good day tomorrow. I think everybody's gonna be real happy as long as nobody tries to leave unexpectedly. And if they do, you know where to put them.
They both nod.
Yeah.
Ty heads back in. Boss sips on what you can tell is probably coffee.
With
Little
whiskey
late
in
night
it.
Coffee.
He's not ready to go to sleep.
Yeah. Nope, that's it for me.
All right. So Mel, what's your plan? What you up to this evening?
Eat, drink, find a room, block the door,
You have done these things successfully.
sleep.
It's hard with all the racket downstairs, but
More kitty break.
Binks really wants some
What
company.
a fuzzy buddy. Oh, do you want to be on a podcast?
He wants to be on the table, but no,
Hi.
he wants to be on Gabriel's shoulder. No, it's on the table now.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So we know what your plan is, Mel. Willie, you are getting a lot of information.
Like,
And you Ben have done what you
I've made
intended
the
to.
preparations I felt were appropriate.
Yep. Okay. You headed to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. So at about, I don't know, you'd say 3 in the morning, maybe 4.
Okay.
You have sort of a sense of these things.
Got a little bit of sleep, but it's not late yet.
Right.
it's not good sleep.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
You feel a hand on your arm shake, shake, shake.
Okay.
You gotta see it. You gotta see it. It's Jesus.
I'll shake off sleep and I'll rise.
You see him covered in dirt. His hands are bloody. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. And he's just got this almost rabid smile on his face.
Oh, I'll see it.
Come on,
see
come on,
it.
come on, come on.
I'll go with him.
So you ride up to the mine. It takes only a couple of minutes, but you are just groggy, and it is dark, and it is cold, and you're not supposed to be awake. And you approach, and you see there are only 2 torches up there, and there are 2 men standing there, and there are 4 men just sitting against the wall of the opening of the mine. They're all just like, you can see the exhaustion on these people. And Jesus rides up, and they all just watch as you approach. Jesus hops off the horse, and he beckons you to come inside the mine with him. And there on the inside of the mine, like just 10 feet inside, is a blanket and a lump underneath it. And Jesus walks you over to it and flings back the blanket, and you see a giant nugget of silver, almost 4 feet long.
Well, my eyes go wide too.
And on that, we are going to take a break.